I'm built differently. I'm built differently. I'm built differently. I'm built differently. I'm built differently.
Hello everyone. Today I don't know what the fuck this intro is, okay. So basically, Destiny and Big Mama had a debate and Xanderhal even covered it, and I wanna say that they're all a bunch of idiots basically. So first let's get to the what the debate was about. Basically what Destiny did was he called a trans person, a trans woman, I think, crazy or like mentally ill or something like that on Twitter. And basically, DMs, that's how I'm gonna call Demon Mama because Demon Mama it's too long. DMs argument is that that's transphobic, right? And then she says, it doesn't matter what your intent is, that's transphobic regardless, because you cannot tell a trans person she's crazy or mentally ill or whatever, because that would mean that it's transphobic no matter what, because they're trans, and because being trans has been associated by people in the past with being mentally ill, right? And Destiny's argument was basically that isn't inherent to calling a trans person crazy or whatever. Calling a trans person crazy is not inherently transphobic. Therefore, him saying it doesn't make him transphobic. Doesn't even make his comment transphobic, which it's a reasonable assertion. If something isn't inherently a certain thing, then from there on you can just say subjectively at best, in DM's opinion, it's transphobic, right? But from Destiny's point of view, it's still not. From other people's point of view, it's still not. It's not inherently transphobic. Therefore, it's only subjectively transphobic from person to person, depending on who you're asking. And I would argue that myself, I would argue that this is a stupid argument to talk about. Like, yeah, it's transphobic. You don't even know it, okay? Because it's inherently wrong to call a person that has trans crazy. It's like saying it's inherently misogynistic or sexist to call a woman crazy just because they're a woman, and that's a stigma that they apparently have, right? That doesn't mean you can call a lady crazy. That's kind of stupid. That's actually kind of stupid. Yeah, I'm not gonna call someone that I feel like has insane takes insane because they're women, and that's a stereotype that women are supposed to be crazy and it's hurtful or whatever. Like that's not a point you can make and defending good faith, which I think I actually don't know if Demon Mama was in good faith throughout this debate or she was just kind of so she's either in good faith and she's pretty bad at arguing, or she's in bad faith and well she's in bad faith. That's about it. That's the other option. Now, Demon Mama. Now, what happened is that after what happened with Destiny, I think ratioed this person on Twitter, and then they left Twitter, right, as a consequence of it. And then Destiny said, "Well, if lefties leave Twitter, it's not. It's something that I don't have a problem with." Which I personally, me, crack, I take a personal like I don't think that's a good mentality, and I think that's a dumb shit take in general. But his stance is pretty clear, whereas DM is trying to point out like, yeah, but they're trans, like that's really like it's like it's not this. It doesn't really matter what they are, because I don't think Destiny gives a shit. Okay, I don't think he gives a shit, and I don't have being trans. It's inherently worse if he did it than if he did it against like a cis person, right? I think that's pretty stupid to even argue, in my opinion. Okay, and then even DM says that like sometimes it's justified. When you say her like, I don't know, talking, retweeting someone, right? Which I wouldn't even call that like really harassment, right? What Destiny did, I wouldn't call it harassment or whatever. But even if it was harassment, if when you agree that harassment it's sometimes justified, then you go into a territory where it's at best subjective. You cannot really. I mean, obviously, you can find someone's um, moral, I guess, not path, but morality or whatever, and seeing consistency in their morality and in their logic. But um, if you say that, yeah, it's justified to bully people off Twitter sometimes, then you go into well, what's justifiable, and then you go into the fucking subjective territory. For maybe a right-wing person, being a socialist, it's an attack to national security, so they want to bully them off Twitter. Obviously, that's a stupid dumb fuck take, but it's also the same thing you can do. Is like, oh yeah, you call a trans person I don't know, a man when they identify as a woman, and now you deserve to be bullied off Twitter. Like those things. While I do agree that one is way worse than the other, and one is dumb fuck and the other one is justified, it's still going into the subjective territory, of which nobody benefits from, right? Then I guess the whole debate kind of goes into Destiny things, Destiny thinks that he should be more, I guess, careful of what he says, and he agrees on one hand, but also he argues that this trans person, I'm sorry for calling them trans person, but this is literally everything I know about them, because that's the only thing they talked about, that the fact that they're trans, like DM brought it up so many times. So this person has retweeted things that have contributed to Destiny, getting the platform, and have tweeted at Destiny multiple times in the past and all that kind of jazz. And Destiny is arguing that, well, if they're doing that, like, why am I not? Just because I have a bigger platform, does that mean I'm not allowed to like clap back? You know, am I not now allowed to clap their cheeks just because they're smaller? I guess they have a smaller platform, and of course, in my opinion, I think that's obviously reasonable. If someone continuously attacks you, it doesn't even matter how big their platform is. If someone does anything that can harm you, you should clap back. Like, personally, that's what I believe. Now, besides from that, throughout this debate, DM kind of engages in kind of like shitty tactics, like talking over Destiny, bringing up multiple points, like shotgunning basically. She says stuff like, oh yeah, you probably don't like when I talk a lot because you don't like women talking. Yeah, even post debate, when someone from her own audience donated to say that that person thinks that DM came out as like worse from this debate, her only argument against it is like, well, that's probably because you're misogynistic and I'm not a guy, you don't like women or something like that. That's around the argument she made. And also she made that argument after, like, she's like, only straight white dudes, people like straight white dudes because I'm a woman, and I think she's implying she's of color. I do not know. I can't comment on that, but whatever. She's implying that because she has those traits, like, yeah, that's what people have against her, when in actuality it's mostly her takes and her arguments that are not very good. I'm gonna tell you this. If this is the best the left has, which by left I mean socially, like people like Destiny, people like Vash, Hassan, DM over here. If this is the best we have as like debaters, this is pretty bad. Because Destiny, well, Destiny is very good, and I will give him that. I will give him this massive fucking asshole. Because he's a massive asshole. Asshole I respect to an extent because the fact that he fought so many fucking far right dipshits. But if this asshole is the best, that's good. But the problem is that the second best we have is probably Vash. And Vash is not really that good. Vash is great. Vash is great. But he's still way below Destiny. And Demon Mama, it's a copy of Vash. She's obviously just a copy. Mannerism, argument, everything you want. It's obviously she copies Vash. Like, I don't know if it's consciously or subconsciously or whatever the fuck, but she's exactly a copy of him. Not to say it's a bad thing, I love Vash, but she's not as good as Vash, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that because she's a woman. I'm saying that because she's trans. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck. Actually, the joke was supposed to be different. The joke was supposed to be, I'm not saying that because you're trans, I'm saying that because you're a woman. I'm sorry, I fucked up the joke. Anyway, yeah, so where does Xanderhal come into this debate? Well, he doesn't really, but he covered this debate, and I feel like he was very disingenuous because, for context, Destiny is someone who does not like lefties anymore, so therefore he probably does not like Xanderhal anymore, while DM was playing freaking Among Us with him like 2 hours before he watched that debate, right? So what I genuinely think, is that Xanderhal was too soft on DM in that debate review just because he was trying to be nice, which I don't advocate for. I think he should have called her out every time she made a fucking stupid dumb fuck point, or every time she was talking over Destiny, or when she was screaming, or when she was acting wild. Because if I call her crazy, then she would call me transphobic, which is kind of sad. Because never mind, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, this is my stand on it, and you can agree with it or disagree with it, but like at the end of the day, I hope someone watched this video and I made views from it, because I'm poor. Make me fucking rich, motherfuckers. Okay. Anyway, where I was saying, yeah, yeah. Please like and subscribe. This is my view on the debate, and I'm gonna see you, I guess, next time. Goodbye.